the redevelopment of Baltimore basically started, and the city was basically, in 1970, the city had basically, was still in the 1950s. This was all shipbuilding all along here. They were still building ships. I lived in this peninsula, which is called South Baltimore. This was solid white, blue-collar working class, and this is a very, very old black community here. One of the oldest black communities in the country, in the north.
And it's still a black?
And it still is. Okay. And it is because we fought to keep it that way.
Yeah.
It was, and it's still under tremendous pressure, but there's a group that's doing very good organizing. So in the morning, there'd be men with lunch pails and the whistle blowing going down to the shipyards to make ship. This is 1970. And so between 70 and 80, it got real quiet, literally. The ship whistles stop and the machinery of the ship and the shipyards closed. And over a period of years, you could almost hear the industrial revolution ending.
Yeah,
You know, you just got quieter and quieter and quieter, and people started leaving and houses started being abandoned. So around 1975, 1980, the city really almost died completely. I mean, the jobs were going, all the industrial jobs going, and the working class people, the white working class people who were given subsidies moved to the suburbs, and the black population, which was locked out of those subsidies, basically started taking over those older communities. And in South Baltimore, what happened, and this is where it really began in my neighborhood, and we fought it unsuccessfully, is that middle-class people who just started working downtown started buying houses down here. So at any rate, so this started developing, and then Fells Point started developing, and basically it spread from Fells Point in this area, and now it's spreading along the harbor. So white working class people were moved this direction. The black population was moved out in this direction. The gentrification then started moving in this way, and then this became white middle class. I worked with this community initially, and now a whole bunch of other people have joined them in saving this as a black community. But this has been an enormous struggle. This area here, called Audubon, what they did is they said they were going to run the highway through here, moved everyone out, and then said, oh, we're not going to run the highway through there, and sold the houses to yuppies for the word yuppie?
Yeah.
For $1, and basically sold these people's neighborhood to middle-class people moving into the downtown for $1. And this community is one of the most impoverished communities in the country, and Hopkins has basically decided that they want this land, and they want everything from the hospital to the railroad tracks. Those are where you see that wall right there. That's the railroad tracks. Right there. Shut up. So this is a hospital that's making children sick for profit, and driving people out of their homes and destroying a community. It's just amazing. I'd like to get a shot of when that dust comes off the top. Like now. Oh wow. Huh? Yeah. They're claiming that when they hose it down, there's no dust. Okay. Yeah, I just want to get a still picture. Oh, just that all of the that all of the water that they're putting on that site, it runs down the gutter, and the lead comes out and settles in all these cracks. And then when kids come in there, they pick that lead up on their feet, and that lead's going into every single one of these houses on the block. And the workers have been told to not wear dust masks because it'll make the neighbors think that that they're being put in danger. This is Charles Street, and this is the richest street. This is where all the fancy restaurants are, and the penis statue, the famous penis statue.
Yeah, this is the area where we are.
And this is the library here, right? You're gonna need to get over.
Yeah.
So this is very, very wealthy, and where the city is now putting all of its money, it's in two places. One is Hopkins, where we just were, to clear that out. That's all the public money is going to support Hopkins, even though they're the richest institution in the country. And this is the other place the money's going. This street to develop. There's a big musical being developed down there and everything. So they're redeveloping this area. That's where the public money's going now. This road here only goes for 1 mile. This highway here. And it destroyed this community, and then we fought and stopped it. So a mile up, it just ends in a wall. You can see these are beautiful old houses. So this used to be a neighborhood that had money in it, but it's now very, very poor, and enormous amount of drug trafficking here. About a third of this neighborhood is abandoned. In some places it's much more, in some places it's left.
Yesterday, there were 2 clients who were going to come in to sign paper returns.
The assistant head city health.
I keep
Ken,
trees.
Ken, listen to this for a sec.
Except I'd want one that's.
This is from this article that Glenda's in.